Hey everyone, Mike Fauché here. Are you tired of the direction that Plex is headed? Or maybe you're not sure about Jellyfin's development future? In this video, we're going to walk through an easy step-by-step installation of Emby using Docker on your Ugreen NAS. You'll be surprised how simple it is to get up and running, so stick around for the rest of this video to find out exactly how to do it. Before we start, a quick note on why you might want to consider using Emby. Emby strikes a really good balance between the polish of Plex without the restrictions and the open source flexibility of Jellyfin. While Plex is shifted towards more online services and sometimes mandates Plex accounts for certain features, Emby has a more polished user interface and more mature official apps across a wider range of platforms. While Jellyfin is a fantastic open project and it's rapidly catching up, Emby has had more development time as a commercial product. Many users prefer Emby because it feels more self-hosted. While Plex leans into more online services and cloud-centric approach, Emby maintains a stronger emphasis on your local server control. You're less dependent on Emby's central servers for core functionality, which can appeal to those concerned about privacy or internet dependency. Now that you know why you may want to use Emby, let's dive right in with the preliminary steps. First things first, you got to make sure that you have the Docker app installed on your Ugreen NAS. If you don't, just pop over to the App Center and get it installed. Before we jump into the Docker app, we need to create a couple of essential folders. These will be Emby's home configuration folder and the media folders that will contain your media. Open up the file manager from your Ugreen NAS dashboard and navigate over to shared folders. If you don't already have a shared folder called Docker, go ahead and create it. Inside that Docker folder, create a new name and call it Emby. Then inside the Emby folder, create another folder called Config. This config folder is crucial. It's where Emby will store all the backend metadata and settings. Next up, let's go into our media folders. If you already have a media neatly organized, that's fantastic. We'll use those locations. But if you're starting fresh, I recommend creating one main media folder, and inside that folder, create separate folders for movies, TV shows, music, and photos, just to keep things nice and tidy. Now it's time for our main event. Open up the Docker app from your Ugreen desktop and click the Image tab. In the search bar, type Emby and hit Enter, and look for the official Emby server image. Don't use the others. And download it by clicking the little arrow to the right. Next, go to the Projects tab and select Create New. Name the project Emby. Click the folder and drill down to find the storage path to point to your Docker Emby directory that you created in previous step. Point to that folder by clicking on the folder icon and select the Docker Emby folder. It should now appear in the location. Paste your Docker Compose file that I've created for you. I will leave a link to the file so you can download it and paste it into your project directly to make it a little bit easier for you. Or if you prefer, you can just type it yourself. It's not that long. Either way, I'll walk you through each line and what it does. Looking at the Compose file, line 1 through 7 should be left alone in most applications. Line 8, you'll do a little bit of adjustment and adjust it for your time zone. Currently, I'm in Los Angeles, so mine is set up for America, Los Angeles. I'll leave a link to that wiki page that defines how to properly format the time zone for your particular time zone. In the volume section is very important. It needs to be changed to match your folder structure. Line 11 is the path that you created for your initial setup and config location. Open the file manager, navigate to Docker, Emby, and Config, and copy or write down the exact path to that config folder so that it will look like this when it's done. You'll need to replace it from the portion of the sample compose file that I created. A pro tip, you can make all these changes in the text file before you paste it in. It makes it a lot easier because sometimes navigating or making edits from the Docker app itself is a little tricky. Next, we need to do the same for as many media folders as you have. In my case, all I have is movies, but if you have TV shows, music, photos, you'll need to create a path for those as well. Remember when you're putting in the path to go to the file manager and get the exact path, as this will avoid a lot of problems later. Wrong paths or improper format are the largest issues when creating a compose file. So this section is also a little bit confusing. There are two ways to run a Docker. One is in bridge mode and the other is in host mode. Bridge mode is a little bit more isolated, but it can cause you some problems on your network and it makes it a little bit more challenging to access. So in this setup, we're just going to use host mode. So I find it to be a lot easier because everything will run off of your NAS IP address. But that's the way I prefer to run it. One more thing, as the port numbers are not really assignable from the compose file if you're running in host mode. We can change the ports later in the program itself. I will show you how to do that when we launch the server. One more note is that the default port of Emby is 8096, which is exactly the same as Jellyfin. So if you currently run Jellyfin on that same machine or that same server, you'll want to temporarily turn that off while we configure Emby and change the default port. Once we finish the initial configuration, I'll show you how to fix this so that you can run both on the same machine, just as I do. I actually have all three running on one machine. Now, if everything was done correctly, you should be able to hit deploy and have Emby server up and running. Answer any prompts that come up, and if you get an error, check your paths and syntax very carefully, as most errors comes from line 11, 12, and 13. Confirm that the Emby project and container are running. To launch the server, you can simply type the IP address followed by the 8096. For example, my NAS is 192.168.0.32. I put the colon 8096 next to it, and it will launch Emby. Or alternatively, you can go to the Docker app and click on the quick access icon next to the container and use the 8096 port option, not the HTTPS. Your initial server screen should now pop up. Set your preferred language and hit Next. On the next screen, create the admin username and password and select Next. From here, you're going to add your first media library. Click on New Library, select the content type, display name, and add to point to the folder that you created in the beginning or your current library. Remember that the name shows is the name on the right side of the colon, as that will be the name of the library. In my case, it says Data Movies. That was set up in the compose file. Click OK. You can repeat this process for every media library that you have. When you're done, click Next. On the following screen, you'll be asked to enable remote access. My suggestion is not to use any of the built-in remote access services on any of these software packages. Use a VPN like Tailscale or WireGuard to access your devices remotely. It's more flexible, more secure. If you want to see a video on this, then let me know in the comments. So I personally disable this and hit Next. Lastly, you'll be asked to agree to their terms and conditions. Once you finish here, you're taken to the sign-in screen. Sign in under the user account that you created when you set up the server initially. Though this is not an Emby tutorial, I do want to show you how to change the default port in the event that you're running Jellyfin and want to also run Emby. To do this, click on the gear icon, go to the network settings on the left, and change the local port that you want to use. I'm using 8100 as that's not used by Ugreen on anything that I know of, but you can research an alternate port if you want to use an alternate port. Save your settings and remember to reboot your Emby server. To access your server again, though, remember to use the new port that you just added. So it'll be your IP address, colon, in my case, 8100, not the 8096, that's the default. So remember that when you're setting that up in your apps or your laptop or Apple TVs or whatever you're setting it up on. At this point, you can re-enable Jellyfin without any issues and both will run perfectly and you can access the same media. Now that everything's running, there's some things that you should know about. First, hardware decoding is only available with the paid Premier service. It will still work great on your local network, such as your TV, streaming box, Apple TVs, anything that supports Emby will work fine on your local network. But live transcoding for remote access will need Emby Premier. In addition, you'll need Emby Premier subscription for the mobile iOS apps. As of this video, the pricing was $119 lifetime, $54 a year, or $4.99 a month. You should be able to properly test it out before buying it, but for me the lifetime membership is a bargain as I rely on the iOS apps and the transcoding. As this was mainly a setup video, I won't go too deep into all the options, but if you do want to see a full test and setup of Emby and all of its features, or possibly a side-by-side comparison, let me know in the comments. In summary, I really like Emby. It's been years since I last tried it, so it was great to revisit it again and see how much it's changed. Let me know in the comments what media server you're running right now and why you chose it. Well, that's about it for today's video, and thank you very much for watching. I'll catch up with you on the next one.